Hello, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. This is the AVFC weekly recap. But first of all, if you're new to this channel, you know what to do. Please subscribe, and this will massively help me out. It really helped the channel. So if you can, do what you can to help out this channel. And make sure to give this video a like and share it. But before we get into the recap first, I'd just like to mention quickly, I actually did a very good interview with American Aston Villa fan, broadcaster, soccer storyteller, and digital strategy expert, Jack Grimsey. I really enjoyed interviewing him, and to be honest, I think it's one of my favourite interviews I've done on the podcast. He's such a nice guy, and even on the podcast, he gave me a very good shout out, which I really appreciate. So if you haven't watched the video yet, you need to check that interview out. It was very interesting. I highly recommend it. And I think it's definitely a must-see. Well, let's talk about the weekend then. I really enjoyed my weekend. Obviously watching the Villa get a win. I went to see the Bombardier film as well. And that one, you have to go and see it. It's a very powerful and emotional film. But also, I won 60 quid, which I was really pleased about. So I was absolutely over the moon with it. Okay, let's talk about the result then. We got a crucial 2-1 win away at Craven Cottage against Fulham. And our away form, you can see it's definitely improving, which is a good sign. And I think it's a great time in the season, halfway through, to start doing it, which is important. Well, I was even on the football phone-in after the game on Saturday. And I told BBC WM my thoughts. I was actually the first caller on the radio, so I was pleased to get through on BBC WM to tell them my thoughts. But I'll tell you my thoughts on the podcast. I think the main thing, we're getting to a good start, which is important. But on Saturday, it was a crucial result for our season, especially for Champions League qualification. It's just what we needed. I mean, fantastic performance. I was absolutely over the moon with it. And it's just fantastic. I think the real good news for Villa is we are back in the top 4, which is all that matters. And as long as we stay there, I'll be happy. And thank you very much to my granddad's team, Wolves. Thank you very much. You did us a very good favour. And I beat Tottenham 2-1 away. A fair play to Wolves, actually. Gary O'Neill's doing a good job. But that just topped it off for us. The weekend, everything went our way. We won, and Wolves beat Spurs. So what more could you want? Which means that result meant that we go above them. And we are 2 points above Spurs now. And we have a better goal difference as well, which is massively important. Well, another thing to mention, I mean, I absolutely love this team. And Unai Emery is showing true fighting spirit despite poor form. And I know performances haven't been great, but hopefully now we'll get through this patch, I think. So hopefully we'll start to get some results. And I think we always come up with the answers. And after last week, losing to Man United, we give it a great reaction. So we really show positivity. So what I like about this Villa team, they always give 100%, always on the pitch. And that's all that you can ask from the players. I spoke to Luke Robinson a couple of weeks ago on the UTV podcast. Luke Robinson got spot on. Emery's striving for excellence, and he's hungry for success. But as a Villa fan, I believe in this team, and I believe there is a lot more to come from this group of players. I'm sure. Well, let's talk about the actual match itself. I thought it was absolutely excellent. Fantastic passing. And it was lovely to watch playing with each other comfortably, moving the ball backwards and forwards. So I thought the whole game, we looked very comfortable despite conceding. I thought I liked the little 1-2s with there's a lot of one-touch football, which I really enjoyed watching. But the one thing that really impressed me the most was our pressing tactic. Through the whole game, I thought it was very good. And the team kept pressing. I think they were very high up the pitch, which I noticed in the game enabled us to win the ball back very quickly, getting possession. And we looked a real threat going forward. We looked very dangerous on the attack. We'll have to talk about Leon Bailey. I want to see you watch the Bombardier film. Because don't worry about a thing. Because we've got Leon Bailey flying down the wing. I thought it absolutely amazing. He was absolutely everywhere. Heavily involved. And I really like Leon Bailey. So glad he signed a new contract. Showing his incredible pace. I love watching his trickery as well. But I have to say, he was so unlucky not to score. And it was a brilliant strike to really hit that ball sweetly. And it could have gone the back of that. But another thing to mention, who made a massive difference to the team, was having Paul Torres back. I really enjoy watching Torres. He's such a gifted footballer. And he's worth every penny for what you signed him for. And I think the Torres in the team will look so much comfortable when he's in that team. We know what he can do on the ball as well. He's got excellent passing range. So what I like about him is he's very good picking out long range passes. And you can really see his confidence. He's very confident with the ball at his feet. And when I watch him, he just makes you feel so much at ease. But I don't know what you think, Villa fans, but I think he's one of the best ball-playing centre-backs in the Premier League. And also another thing to mention, Longeley in this match, he formed a good partnership with Paul Torres. Longeley has had a lot of criticism, but I just think we signed him for Barcelona. And he's not bad for a fifth choice centre back. And I think Longeley is a good option to have in the team. And he's a very good backup. Well, let's talk about Ollie Watkins. I mean, what a player he is. I mean, he scored 2 goals. Took his goals very well. And I just like it. He's a typical striker. Instinctive, clinical striker's finish. And he's just so confident. Yeah, Southgate has to pick him. He's got to get in that England squad this summer. He's definitely going to beat Gabby Bonhall's record. I don't know what everyone's saying. We need to sign another striker. But Watkins is the perfect striker. I think at Aston Villa, there's nobody better to have as the main striker. And what I like, Emery has so much belief in him. And if you look at the goals he scored some important goals for us. So in this match, you could see he was in the mood. He works very hard. And what I like about him, what he does as well in the game, he makes clever runs. He held on to the ball very well. I think Watkins, he just gets better and better. And I mentioned it on the radio on BBC WM. But I think apart from Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland, I think he's in that category. He's one of the best strikers in the Premier League at the moment. And because it's Watkins, not many of the pundits mention him. But I think he deserves more praise. And if you look at his record, he's got goals and assists. He's such an important player. And going back to the 3 points, I have to say it was a very good win. But that Martinez, if it wasn't for him, I think it would have been a different game. But after you watched it over and over again, he made a match-winning save, and it really contributed with a match-winning save towards the end of the game. And also, while I'm on here as well, I'm going to talk about the referee. I mean, it wasn't great. On a few occasions, I thought he lost control of the game. And I thought with the Moreno, it was ruled out for offside. To VAR, I thought he looked onside. So I don't know, at Stockley Park, I think they definitely got that one wrong. But in the end, we deserved the 3 points. And it was really, this was a massive win. And it's even better that I won a bet as well. And after that, it's well deserved. But I was knocking back the bottle of beer, my Peroni. So we enjoyed the beer as well. Especially in victory. We're almost coming to the end of the podcast. But before I finish, I'd like to mention a few Villa news. I mean, I mentioned it previously earlier, but I'm so glad Leon Bailey signed a new contract. And he's really showing that he's committing his future to this football club. And I think he knows. I think Emery's got big belief in him. And I think Emery is giving a long-term future. I think Leon Bailey knows that with Emery and the football club, he's part of that long-term future project. And I think Leon Bailey is enjoying his football. He's playing regularly now. Well, let's talk about the bad news. It's a shame about Boubacar Kamara getting injured. And I think if you look at the last few months, we don't really get much luck with injuries. I think Kamara's going to be a massive blow, but he's very important to the way we play as well, especially that double pivot. I don't think with Kamara, he really offers you protection in that defence. And Kamara, even though he's not in the defence, he's a defensive midfielder. So he's a huge part of that defensive unit. And he's always winning the ball back as well for the team. But I think even though it's a bad injury, I think the other players in the team, they need to step it up. But it's time for them to show what they can do in front of the manager. We can't use injuries as excuses. As we know, all teams get injuries. It's just part of football. But I think after this victory, if you look at the quality of our squad, we have a good enough squad to be able to cope despite injuries. We'll get well soon, Kamara. And I did hear as well, hopefully Tyrone Mings will be back soon. And I heard this on the news somewhere, but he could be back at the end of March. But let's hope that happens, because that would be a massive boost. If he could play the last few games, and he's a massive leader for us at the back, so we'll have to see what happens. And Buendia, he's doing well with his recovery as well. But I think with Tyrone Mings, he's got very good communication. His communication skills are very good in the team. They've definitely been missed. So fingers crossed about his recovery. So that is all that is left for this week's weekly recap. Remember to subscribe and let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Until next time, up the Villa.